Good morning, everybody. Hey, hi, how's it going? Excited to see everybody in the class today. Who do we got? We got Hadass is here, Isabella's here, Mo's here. Hey, Mo. We have Jet's here, Sarah's here, Damien's here too, I think. Um, yeah, guys, I'm excited for today's class. I'm gonna be honest, I don't draw dragons and dinosaurs a whole lot, except for when I was little. Um, and actually, I have an old sketchbook that I could show you guys. But maybe I'll save that until later. Um, but yeah, but I came up with a really fun lesson I think for today that we'll all have a good time with. Um, I'm doing good. My arm is still in a sling, as you can see, um, because my clavicle right here it is broken. So it's healing up right now. Trying not to move it too much, but I can still draw if I just kind of keep my shoulder from moving, and I just draw like this, and I don't move my shoulder. Um, how are you guys all doing in the class? Are you guys on the East Coast getting warm somehow? It seems like it's freezing over there. It rained today in California, so that's crazy. But that's the craziest weather we get. Um, yeah, so let's get started. It's 30 degrees. Whew. Is it snowing there too? Do you guys draw dinosaurs or dragons a lot? I think the approach for today is to kind of break it down so that they don't seem as big and intimidating as they actually are. And we're going to try to, at least to draw, we're going to try to make them less intimidating to draw. So let's jump right into it. Okay. So for today's morning game plan, if you're new, I like to go through like a rundown of what we're going to do today. So if you see there's like a little piece of paper, we're going to go through each one. So we're going to start with the art review, which is where we look at the art from last episode or last weekend. Then we're going to do our quote of the day, which is a quote that's supposed to inspire us or just get us in the mood to draw. And speaking of the mood, that's why we do our morning mindfulness, because it's important to at least know where your emotions are when you're drawing. You can go into it if you're already frustrated about something else in your life, and then your drawings end up being really frustrated. Or if you're really happy or if you're really sad, you can add that to your drawings. But a lot of the times it's kind of hard to do that if you don't already know what you're feeling, if you're kind of confused by it. So this is supposed to just kind of clarify for ourselves where we're at emotionally. Um, so cool, Isabel. You went to the library? My sister goes to the library all the time. I think she has some like she says the one in New York, she lives in New York City, and she says that it collaborates with all the other libraries so that she can get like any book from anywhere in the New York City. Um, cold, and I have sore arms though. Yeah. Um, maybe you need one of those like wheelbarrows or like those like dollies that you can pull. Um, After we do our morning mindfulness, then we jump into our first art activity, which is why I have a little art icon. Those will change week to week, so you'll get to guess what we're gonna do. In between the two art icons, though, we do a karate break, and that's just to keep our bodies loose so that we don't get too stiff. I'm gonna have to start doing like physical therapy soon, and they already said I should start by like stretching out my arm so that it's not always just in this cast or this sling like this, and to stretch it out just so the muscles get some kind of work. Then we do our second art activity. Then I give you guys your challenge of the day, which is where I send you off with something that you can do off screen. And then we check our morning mail to see if we received any mail. And oh, 30 degrees on the West Coast too. Wait, where are you in the West Coast that it's 30 degrees? Um, and then we say our goodbyes. So last week for our art review, we did, uh, it was episode 28 already of season two. And we had our co-star comics with Colin. And Colin did such a great job. Colin, if you're watching this, thank you again. It was so much fun to draw with you. And we got a bunch of submissions for characters. Um, Colin helped us like create characters from inanimate objects. And an inanimate object is something that's not alive. So that's why that word is kind of sounds similar to that word animate, or like animation. And to animate means to bring to life. And so an inanimate object is something that is not alive. The heaviest book that I was on musical theater. Who knew Broadway had so much history? Oh yeah, and a lot of pictures too. I would imagine with the costume designs. Isabel, were you there when we did our Broadway we did, I think, two different Broadway episodes. I love the Wicked one that we did though. That was so much fun reimagining what Wicked looked like. Anyway, um, Colin did such a great job. Colin, these are some of the submissions. Everybody else you could check. Zach submitted. Jet submitted. We have a potato microphone, and I'm guessing that's a Switch. I don't know my gaming technology that well, but from what I remember, I think that's what a Switch looks like. Oh, Colin's watching. Yay! All right, cool. Colin, what do you think about these? I kind of like. I mean, the potato's got so much attitude. It's really funny, but I like how the Switch. It almost looks like he switches his mind a lot, and he's kind of like confused. And the microphone looks pretty funny. He definitely has like that TV show host kind of like look to him. It's really funny. Really, really great job, guys. And Colin is still going to do his competition, so I'm going to submit all these to him. I've already submitted Jets, and I just got Zach's this morning, so I'm going to submit that to Colin too, and then we're going to do a raffle and pick. And Zach, if you want Colin to mail you a piece of artwork, just email me your address so that we can make that happen. And you get an original Colin Morgan art. Hey, wait, Mason, is that your real Mason Morales? I feel like that's not your real name. Are you somebody else? These are awesome though. Yes. All right. Let me see if I have you my naming notes. Okay. This is so much harder to do with one hand, I'm going to be honest, guys. Okay, there we go. Mason, let me know if that's your real name. I want to make sure I call you by your real name. All right. So if you guys have any art, I finally submitted it again. Jet, did you just submit another one? I'll check it out. If you guys want to submit it too, you can just email me up top, or you can send it to my Instagram, which is that way. Here, oh yeah, I didn't break my arm, but I broke my clavicle, which is this bone right up here. You guys can probably let's see. I don't know if you can see it with the lighting, but it's this bone, but I broke it on this side. And what happens is if you fall on your shoulder, or if you fall on your arm, you can snap your clavicle like that, because it's really not made to take a lot of pressure, but it connects your I think it connects your sternum, this muscle right here, this bone right here connects your sternum to your shoulders in the back, so it kind of holds your whole body together like a sandwich, your front and your back together like a sandwich. Yes, is my real name. Okay, cool, nice to meet you, Mason. Is this your first time? I don't remember that awesome red icon that you have with the blue ball. I'm terrible with names, so I knew I wouldn't remember your name, but the icon I probably would remember. All right, this is really cool, guys. Today, our quote is from Mary Anning, and she was the inspiration for Sally Sells Seashells at the Seashore. But the original one, don't quote me on that, actually. There's a lot of debate over whether or not she actually was the inspiration for this. Just for the sake that I wanted to use the tongue twister, we're going to say that she is. A lot of people believe that she is. So can you guys say this? Oh, I broke it. Mason and Isabel are not related, but are both my students. Oh, cool. Nice. I broke it. I was roller skating in Santa Monica along the beach. It was really fun. I was doing it with my friend, and we were roller skating, and I was drifting on the sand and jumping up on the dunes and stuff, and we were hopping on and off the curbs and stuff, and I was doing all this fun stuff. And then of course, when we're about done for the day, I'm walking over, or we're skating over to our cars to drive home. And as we're skating over on the flat ground, I look up at the sunset. I go, oh, look at the sunset. We should take a picture. And I tripped over my own 2 feet. So literally nothing I tripped over. And I fell and just totally tumbled and rolled out of it and landed on my shoulder. And it hurt so much. But what was weird was that I was able to move it. And it was still broken. So I didn't even go to the doctor until I talked to my mom the next day. And she was like, you need to go to the doctor and check that out. And then I did. And then they were like, yeah, you broke it. But they were actually surprised too, because it didn't look broken. So even if you don't know for sure if you break something, I do roller skate. Well, I did roller skate. I won't be able to roller skate for another 6 to 8 weeks it'll take for me to heal completely. So I don't think I'll be able to do any roller skating until 6 to 8 weeks, which is about like 2 months, which is a bummer. Do you roller skate, Mason? I liked it a lot. It was really fun until I broke it, but I still think it's fun. Um, and the thing is that with clavicle, or that's what they call a collarbone, with clavicle breaks, there's really no way that you can stop it, because it's not like I fell on my clavicle. I fell on my shoulder, so my shoulder got all scratched up. But there's really nothing you can do, because it's just like it's usually from a fall or something like that. And there's no it just can't take the pressure. It's just like, yeah. Okay, you told the story to Mason. That's funny. Um, so while I'm telling you guys about wait, was it roller skating or roller skating with the four wheels? So 2 wheels in front, 2 wheels in the back. I feel like roller skating is more fun. I don't know. It seemed more like retro and classic, which I like. And rollerblading. I don't know. Rollerblading's fun too, honestly. I don't know. It definitely is harder to stop on roller skates because they don't have the back brake. They only have the front one. So that took a lot of practice learning how to stop on roller skates. Isabel, do you roller skate or rollerblade? So anyway, Mary Anning too. Can you guys say this phrase that's up on the screen? She sells seashells on the seashore. The shells she sells are seashells, I'm sure. For if she sells seashells on the seashore, then I'm sure she sells seashore shells. Ha ha. You told a story, but you didn't say roller skating. So you guys try that one out. See if you can say it yourself. See how fast you can say it. This one, I think this is way harder than saying Sally sells seashells. If you say she, because that already messes you up. But Mary Anning, so Mary was a pioneering fossil hunter, and she helped shape the young field of paleontology, collecting and studying Jurassic remains in a time when science was openly hostile to women. So it was really hard for women to become paleontologists just because they didn't think that they can do it. Despite being kept out of scientific societies and seeing her stunning discoveries published by her male peers. So she would discover things, and then her guy friends would have to get it published because nobody would publish it because she was a girl. Anning made herself a scientific icon, even despite all of that stuff. So, I mean, it's like she had a name for herself that everybody knew. Rollerblade and ice skating. I love ice skating. I haven't done that in a while. Just say so. Oh, biking is gone too. Her work digging up toothy sea monsters around the English countryside has been memorialized in a book-length biographies, novels, and even a 2018 film. So if you want to learn more about her and you don't want to read about her, you can watch the 2018 film, which came out a couple years ago, obviously. And if you see this picture on my left, right there, on the right side of the screen, that was her friend, a geologist, Henry de la Bec. And he painted Juria Antiquor, the first widely circulated image representing a scene from prehistoric life derived from fossils reconstructions, based largely on the fossils Mary had found, and sold prints of it for her benefit. So basically, one of her guy friends did this picture on the left, and he drew it based off the fossils that she found. So she found a bunch of different fossils and like bones of the sea monsters and the dragon, and then not the dragons, the reptiles, I guess. And he drew this whole scene, and then was able to sell it and give her all the money from it, so that she can do more research and stuff like that, which is really cool. So I like that. Like, I feel like sometimes when we look back on history, it's like very black and white. And I think it's kind of cool to know that there were people like Henry de la Bec who was helping out people like Mary. Isabella, I did. I'm going to use it for next episode because I already have Morning Mail Star Student today that I already included. So I'm going to include yours next week. But it was really good. I'm really excited to share it. I roller skate with 4 wheels in a row, not 2 in the back, 2 in the front. Oh. Interesting. So that's not a rollerblade, though, Jet? I do it. Oh, okay, gotcha. Mason, you could definitely send it. You could either send it to my mom or you can send it to me, whichever one works for you. My mom will definitely get it to me too. So if you send it to her, that'll work. Guys, wait, I need to hear. Were you guys able to say the tongue twister? She sells seashells on the seashore. The shells, that's the part that always gets me. The shells she sells are seashells, I'm sure. For if she sells seashells on the seashore, then I'm sure she sells seashore shells. Let me know who was able to do that. I'm very intrigued. So for our morning mindfulness, take a sip of water. Okay. I just saw this video where the baby and the dad were drinking water, and the baby drinks it. He goes, ah, and then the dad drinks it, and he drinks it, and he doesn't do anything, and then the baby looks at him and goes, ah, instead. So funny. All right. As we take a moment to breathe, close your eyes and imagine what a paleontologist, somebody who studies like the remains of living things, what would you imagine the paleontologist would think of you if they discovered your room? So if 100 years from now somehow your room is still there but it's all dusty and crumbled down and buried into the dirt, what would a paleontologist think of you if they saw your room? What could they learn about you? Now, Mary spent her life learning about the past by studying what was left behind, mostly skeletons and past creatures. You said it. Oh, nice, Isabella. Oh, nice, Hadassah. And Damien said it too. Oh, nice. Catherine. Mo can't say it. It's so tricky. We tend to spend a lot of time concerned with what we get out of situations. But for a moment, I'm challenging us to focus on what we leave behind in the spaces we're in, whether it be a positive or negative. As we move on to the next portion of class, I invite you to take this opportunity to rediscover the tracks you make and see what you can learn from them. I recently moved apartments, and it was really interesting to talk to my neighbors as I was like leaving, and them telling me the impression I made on that complex that I was living in. And fortunately, it seemed like it was all good. That's what they told me, at least. I don't know if they would tell me if it was bad, but they told me it was all good, and that was really nice to hear. And I feel like there have definitely been times when I've left situations where I feel like, I don't know if I made that situation better. So curious to see what you guys would think. You could just think about your room, or you could think about other situations that you've been in, or places that you've not only lived in, but just even existed in. Like when you go to a Starbucks or something like that, are you kind to the baristas and receptionists, or do you make their days better, or do you make their days worse? And that's kind of like what a paleontologist does. They look back on history and they can see, they look back in time and they can see what the effect that animals had. There was this other woman who was the top leading colonist or colosist. I forget the word, but basically you can learn a lot about dinosaurs by their feces. And so she was like the top in the entire world paleontologist on dinosaur feces, which is crazy that you can learn so much just from an animal's poop. So I think it's just interesting that if they can learn so much from an animal's feces, there's definitely ways that we affect the world that we're in, even if we don't leave our feces there. I said it perfectly. It's easier than when it's longer than when it's short. Oh, interesting. That I like TV. Oh, yeah? Do you have a lot of TVs in your room, Jet, or just the one? My brain lost. I did. Sorry. Okay. Let's start off the drawing part since it's already 10:24. How did that even happen? All right. So you guys wanted to draw Dragon Prince. I'm going to be honest. I started watching a couple of the episodes. It's pretty good. The animation is really interesting. It looks like they used computer generated characters and they made them look like 2D animation. So it looks like they took 3D animation and they made it 2D. Now, I believe these are the two same dinosaurs, and I believe these are the two same dinosaurs, but we're going to try to draw them both because it would be cool to be able to draw an adult dinosaur, a dragon, and a younger dragon. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to change the background like this so it's darker. And I'm going to lighten both of them by changing the opacity like this. Now, if you don't have that, you could still trace over your drawings. I just want to do a fun little technique. Okay, there we go. We could see that enough. Let's hope this doesn't hurt my arm too much. It looks like a Pokemon. No, the one on the left is Zim's mother. Oh, okay. But it is the same breed of dinosaur, I guess, right? Okay. So right now I'm going to use it's under calligraphy right here, and it's called the Kunani brush. I thought it'd be kind of cool. I'm picking this brown color so it looks like this. There we go. It's got a little bit of grit to it, which is kind of nice. So what we're going to do is we're going to try to break down these characters into what their skeleton might look like, and we're going to see if that can help us draw them. I don't play this game, so I'm lost. Oh, this is a Netflix show, actually, The Dragon Prince. But it doesn't really matter if you play it or not, or if you watch it or not. We're just going to draw them, and we're going to try to learn how to draw dragons by doing this. So let's see. I have... Excuse me for leaning out of camera. If I lean out of camera, I can't move my arm too far away from my body. All right, here we go. So let's see. We draw the skull. I'm guessing these are going to be the noses, so we'll just the nostrils. Some teeth. Looks pretty spooky right now. But that's what's kind of funny is that everybody's got a skeleton, and yet somehow whenever we look at skeletons, they're kind of spooky. Let's see. We're going to give him his spine and his rib cage. Shoulder blades, and I'm assuming these have bones in them, and that's how he moves him. Maybe a little joint here. There we go, like that. And I think these would be bones too. There we go, and let's see. Sternum. Let's see, this is continuing his spine down his back and then into his tail. Actually, I think when tails happen, I think they do it like this. Oh, you don't have any paper? Is that a chalk brush now? Oh, sorry, guys. This is under calligraphy, and it's Kunani. It's the one at the very top of the calligraphy section, so it should be right over like sketching and inking. I forget if I moved my brushes around a little bit, but that's where it is. Let me see. And even if you don't have an iPad or something like that, I really just use this one just so that you guys can see without, and I can make it nice big on my screen without having like a camera and worrying about lighting or my hand being in the way. This way you guys can just see exactly what I'm drawing. Let's see, we have his pelvis right here. I don't really know 100%. I'm learning more about how the body works because mine broke. But I don't, by no means is I'm an expert. Okay, here we go. We'll do some feet right here. And what's cool is that when they actually design these characters, they definitely come up with the skeletons so that everybody knows how they work. There we go. That's pretty good, I think. I think that looks like a pretty solid skeleton. Oh, I can do this back wing too. I don't know if exactly that was. I think these all need to come from. There we go. It's almost like this is like the wrist right here. So then this is why these guys come from there. Perfect. All right. That looks pretty good. Now, should we try to draw the big one right here? The mom? All right. She's got a much more formed snout. And what's interesting is that when you learn more about your body, yours is so scary. That's so cool, Hadassah. Is that you learn how things move. Like I didn't realize how the clavicle moves until, or that it doesn't move. Like it actually really just connects your bones, but it doesn't move itself. Like there's no joints in it. It kind of moves when you move your arm up and down because that's where it hurts. Or if I move it to the side, you could feel it pop out a little bit. What photo is this? Wait, that's hi. This is a photo. It's like one of the posters, the Dragon Prince. But if you notice, like watch, like if you notice your jawbone, right? The top of your teeth actually don't move when you talk, and it's just all the bottom jaw that moves. So if you put your finger on your top teeth, you could still talk, and it doesn't make any difference, and your finger won't even move because your top teeth don't actually move when you draw. Carry doodle pie with you wherever you go, like teacher Noah always did. Oh yeah, I have so many I'm going through right now. It was in my back pocket. I love the moleskin if you're looking for a good brand. It's a little bit more expensive, but it's a really good quality one. So if you like good quality things, go with that. If you don't, that's fine too. I had artist friends that they would buy really cheap ones because they didn't want to feel like too precious about their drawings. So then, oh, these horns too. Okay, let's see. So that they would buy like really cheap pens and really cheap sketchbooks. That way they would have no excuse to not draw on it because we're like, it's just really cheap. I can just make whatever. Okay, let's try this. And I've definitely looked at a lot of like snake skeletons too, because snakes are my favorite animals. So that's definitely helped me in figuring out. I think the shoulder bones would be right here. Oh, the shoulder blades, really. The sternum. There we go. That's actually looking pretty good, honestly. I'm kind of impressed how this is coming out. I don't typically draw skeletons, honestly. I'm subscribing to you now. Oh, yay, Mason. That's cool. I'm excited to, not because you're subscribing to me, but I'm excited that we're going to be able to draw more together. And Mason, I can't wait to see what you draw too. It's going to be really fun. Okay, let's see. All right, let's do our hips right here. This brush kind of moves in a weird way where it kind of wants to hold onto the line into a certain position. So I think the way their feet work, ankle, and that's their knee. But then their feet and then their toes kind of go up like that. I think that's how their legs work. Okay. That looks pretty cool, honestly. Boop, 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 boop. Nice. And then the mom's wings. Okay. So spooky. And now watch. Let's see what happens when we hide the back two pictures. That looks pretty good, guys. That looks like if we found these fossils like hidden in the dirt, I think we would be able to draw what they are. Oh wait, no, yeah, it's glitching. Oh no. I'm going to do it. Is it still glitching? Let me see if I have any notifications. Oh yeah, it's telling me that it's a little bit glitchy. Okay. Well, for right now, we're going to stop. We're going to go and do our karate break. It's better now? Okay, cool. Now, if you're new here, this is teacher Noah when he was a kid. That's me, the orange stripe belt at the dojo that I would go to in Clifton, New Jersey. I don't know. I know it's still running. I don't know if it's still in that location, but that's horrible because I'm not doing it on top of a picture. Oh yeah, it'll definitely be harder to do it on top of a picture, but we're gonna practice a little bit more too. Okay. 1 second. Let me just get. Okay. Yeah, and I remember like the kids. I remember other kids that I was practicing with. I started there when I was 7 years old, and I kept on going there well until I was in college. And then I think I finally stopped when it was like my senior year in college. And I needed to focus on my art, so I had to give it up. But it was a lot of fun, and I want to get back into it. I almost actually got back into it out here, and then COVID started, so that I couldn't. But I was really excited for that, actually. It's still glitching? Let me see. Hey, guys. I'm working with Spectrum. Honestly, I went back and forth with them a bunch this week. I'm going to try to figure out what's going on with them. Is it still glitching? Let me know. So we're going to play a game called Sensei Says, and I'm going to switch it up. Oops. And here we go. So for Sensei Says, let me back it up a little bit. Boom. Okay. Sometimes that cleans it up. I want to do karate. Okay, let's do karate. Ready? Okay. Here we go. For Sensei Says, I say sensei, you say says. No, I'm just kidding. That's I want to do karate. Okay, let's do karate. Ready? Okay. That's not how we play. I say sensei, and the stream then start again. Let me see if I could switch Wi-Fi really quick, maybe to my. Oh, it's still open in Clifton. Oh, that's so cool. Okay. Okay, try that. Let's see if this works. Okay. It's definitely on my end, so I apologize, you guys. I'm still trying to get my Wi-Fi set up. Okay, try that. Let's see if this works. Okay, a new place. And I thought I had it set up. They told me it was good, but it's definitely not. Yes, I'm back. Okay. And, okay, so let's do some Sensei Says. Ready? Sensei says front kick. Sensei says side kick. Sensei says back kick. Sensei says front kick. Sensei says back kick. Side kick. Sensei says front kick. Sensei says side kick. Sensei says back kick. Sensei says front kick. Side kick. Back kick. All right. Did you guys did I get any of you out? Let's add blocks to this. Sensei says cross block. Sensei says front kick. Sensei says middle block. Sensei says down block. Cross block. Sensei says middle block. Sensei says parry. Sensei says down block. Sensei says rising block. Middle block. Sensei says front kick. Side kick. Back kick. Sensei says down block. Sensei says rising block. All right, let me know if I got anybody out. We have one more round. This is going to be a speed round. It's a little bit better. Okay, good. Yeah, it looks like it's green, which is a good color for the KB/S, whatever that means. I don't know what it means, but I'm pretty sure it means that it's going well. Okay. Mason, where I went to karate, the martial arts training academy in Clifton, they teach you. It's called Goshindu martial arts, and it means a mix of karate, judo, and jujitsu, actually, which is really fun. So we learned how to do kicks and punches. This is all stuff that right now we're doing is karate, but judo is like the more grappling and the throws, and then jujitsu is like the wrist techniques and the wrist locks and stuff, and the pressure points, which is a lot of fun. And my teacher always said if you get a mix of all three, that's the prime trifecta right there. Okay, now let's add the tax in, and this will be our last round. Here we go. Sensei says straight punch. Sensei says spear hand. Sensei says heel palm. Sensei says hammer fist. Sensei says back fist. Sensei says shuto. Sensei says ridge hand. Sensei says vertical fist, like that. Sensei says front kick, back kick. Sensei says heel palm, hammer fist. Sensei says back fist. Sensei says shuto, down block. Sensei says rising block. Sensei says middle block. Sensei says back fist. Sensei says hammer fist. Sensei says straight punch, spear hand. Sensei says heel palm, hammer fist. Sensei says shuto, ridge hand. Sensei says I hit my microphone. Sensei says front kick. Sensei says side kick, back kick. All right, let me know if you guys got out. And if any of you guys do enroll there, it's a really good school. I believe the guy who's still running it is Sensei Mark, and they have a Facebook page too, so you could check them out on Facebook, and tell Mark or say hi. Mark was actually my teacher back in the day, and he's running the school, which is really cool. And he was like one of the assistant teachers. I got you, Mason. Nice. What's cool about that school is that they don't just give you the belts for no reason or just to kind of keep you there to make you feel like you're getting progress. They do like a formal test where it's like you have all the senseis line up behind a table. It's really nerve-wracking if you're a kid and you're doing it. Even when I was in my teenage years, it was still nerve-wracking because you practice so much and you don't want to mess it up. And you have the 3 senseis usually sitting behind this table, and they all have their checklists, and so they're all giving you like a mark. You could do 1, 2, or 3 points for each thing that you do. And you do blocks and kicks and punches, and you do combat forms, and you do different, you could even do, I learned how to do weapons. So I learned how to do a bow staff, kata, which is like a form, like a karate form. I even learned how to do sais. Those are my favorite ones. Those are the ones that, a bow staff is the one that Donatello has, and a sais are the ones that Raphael has. Like they look like a little pitchfork. And those are really cool. And I still have them, but they're at my old home. And yeah, we would do tests, and then that's how you would advance. And if you got scored high enough on your test, you would be able to get the next belt. And once you reach junior black belt, that's when you can do like an assistant teaching. So you get to help the teachers kind of teach the rest of the class, which is a really good way for you to learn too, is if you teach other people. Then finally you become a solid black belt, and then you can just teach the classes on your own. So it's and you don't have to, but it's really fun because then you get to, it's just a different way to learn and use your brain, and you get to help other people, and it helps you stay fresh on the basics, like the first form, because a lot of times you'll get caught up practicing the new forms that are way more complicated, and you'll forget the beginning ones. So if you teach younger kids how to do it, it stays fresh in your head. And it's also a really good discipline to learn how to teach other people and to be helpful. It's a part of your community, which is cool too. It's a lot of benefits. I really had a good time there. Why aren't any other students here? Yeah, Miss Fontana, Miss Augustine, why aren't the other students here? All right, let's go on to our last drawing session. We're going to draw some dinosaurs, which I'm really excited about. Okay. So have you guys seen this meme? It's really funny. That whole penguin long neck thing just got me thinking, So this is the actual skeleton for a penguin, which is crazy because you'd think that their whole body was just like their rib cage was up here. But it's actually just their long necks. So then they said, if that's what penguin's skeleton looks like, then why couldn't an Apatosaurus, those dinosaurs with the really long necks, why couldn't that be what their body looks like? And it almost like fills them out instead of having just a long neck, because that's honestly what a penguin would have looked like. And then some people did some other ones too, where they did a T-Rex. Like, what if a T-Rex had like a penguin body like that? Which I think are like hilarious. And then there's a lot of I forget what the hashtag is. I wasn't able to find it, but it was a hashtag where it's like you redraw characters and redraw animals based on their skeletons. So we're going to try to do that activity right now. So I have a bunch of dinosaur skeletons. So we have, let's see, we have like a pterodactyl, we have T-Rex, we have Triceratops, we have Apatosaurus, Stegosaurus. I'm going to lighten these guys down. like this. And we're going to try to draw on top of them. And we're going to try to think of what we can do. I'm going to start with green, but we can, you know what? Let's start with blue. Why not? Because we don't really know what colors the dinosaurs were, really. Oh my god, that thing is fat. Yeah, exactly. They were the sort of temperature, so they didn't need any blubber, unlike penguins. Oh, Isabella, very smart there. Very nice. That's a good point. I guess that's why they picked the way that the dinosaurs looked, is because of their climate too, not just their skeleton. That would make a lot of sense if they did that. So let's say, kind of like how we were doing with our Pokemon class, if you could make your like water Pokemon into like desert Pokemon, whatever the different kinds are, like the psychic Pokemon. Four those aren't dinosaurs. Wait, what are they? If it's not a dinosaur, oh, it's just like a sea creature, like an amphibian or reptile or something like that. This is second story. She is my student science star. Oh, she definitely is. Dang, Isabella, you got it. All right. Okay. That's awesome. Learn something new every day. That's so cool. Okay. So I'm assuming if they're not dinosaurs, what is a dinosaur? Is a dinosaur a species of reptiles? And that's what it is. I just figured a dinosaur. I was like using a dinosaur to describe anything that was like that isn't alive right now, but obviously that's not how science works. All right. Let's say we can draw. What could this guy look like? I don't think elephants have bones in their nose. So let's give this guy a big nose. And we're just going to kind of use the skeletons as, but they're pterodactyl and the one with the sail aren't dinosaurs. This guy I'm thinking you mean, right? What is he? Pterodactyl, okay. It was, but they're all dead. The one with the sail was from a different time period, and all dinosaurs were land creatures. Oh, interesting. So dinosaurs doesn't mean like all of them at all. Okay, interesting. Okay. Well, we're gonna be decidedly ignorant for a part of this. They were flying reptiles, but isn't a dinosaur a reptile? I don't know. Anyway, let me know. I'm very curious to figure out about this. I always love learning new things. Did you guys know that when I was a kid, I wanted to be a zoologist? They were dinosaurs. Oh, they were. They were flying reptiles. I feel like you guys might not know. I wanted to be a zoologist, and so I studied all things about animals. I just loved animals. I thought animals were so cool, and I still do, and I think that's why I still have pets now. All right, how are we doing on time? We got some time. Good. Okay. So what if these were like just really little flippers? Almost like fish fins? There we go. That's what I would have drawn if I was. They were reptiles, but not dinos. Birds are not descended from dinosaurs. They don't? Oh my goodness. I clearly don't. I lost all my. Okay, wait. They were reptiles, but not dinos. What's the difference between a reptile and a dinosaur then? Or a dinosaur is just their own. Not kingdom. Phyla? Is that the next one? Phylum? Didn't some of them evolve? All right, let's do the classic T-Rex right here, and you guys could do this too. Let's see. What if the T-Rex was furry? I think that's what we should. Like, what if he looked like a bear almost? And I know that's probably not because like their skeleton is. I know it looks like a clown right now. Hold on a second. A bear with really tiny arms. That'd be so funny. There we go. The Gigantosaurus was partially furry. Oh, no way. Oh, that's cool. Dinosaurs are a group of reptiles. Wait, I'm drawing the one with that boomerang shaped skull. Okay, let me which one's a boomerang? Oh, that one. Okay, gotcha. I'll leave that one up there then. And you guys can look this up. I just pulled this up on Google. I think I typed in like dinosaur skeletons or something. I've been told my trouble that birds were descended from dinosaurs. Me bane her. Jet, I'm kind of with you right there. Okay. Okay, let's draw. Oh, you know what? This purple guy, I think he needs elephant ears too. If he's gonna. What if he still swims? Ugh. Erase it. There we go. Like, wouldn't an elephant ears look so cool underwater? Okay. T-Rexes might have had fur, but scientists haven't really found remnants of fur. Interesting. Okay. I mean, I'm not trying to slam science and say that this is how they actually would have looked. All I'm saying was that whole penguin meme, I think would be really funny to try to do that with other creatures. But keep the facts coming. I'm interested to hear. Yes, birds are a group of maniriptorian dinosaur. What? What does his tail look like? I can't see it. This guy's tail? Can you see that? Let me I'll make it a little bit darker too for you. Yes, birds are a group of maniriptorian dinosaur. Ooh, make them like extra fins. Oh, that would be cool, Isabella, right? Like if they can do like, isn't there like it's like an elephant octopus and it has, or like the Dumbo octopus. That's what the elephant. The elephant, the Dumbo octopus, I think, or the Dumbo squid. I forget which one it was, but it definitely it has like little flippers that look like the Brontosaurus. I think this is the Plesiosaurus. Hold on a second. I have the other. I know I got rid of it. Never mind. Okay. Here, let's draw this furry. Well, I guess he's gonna have to have a tail. Oh dang, that's like a crazy polar bear kind of a creature right now. Honestly, what it kind of looks like. I did not know you guys were such science aficionados. Dumbo octopus, yeah, really, I like that. Okay, let's do one more really quick. Which one should we do? Maybe that's what we should do. Like that would be the fun trick of it, is change their family, like their animal family. So instead of being reptiles or dinosaurs, we make them like birds or let's do Triceratops. Let's see. It looks like a cat, sort of. Oh yeah, it does kind of look like a cat. Let's use Stegosaurus as if he was a bird. Let's see what we come up with. That was just not even. That was just a terrible line. Okay, here we go. I think he would have feathers coming out of this thing, kind of like a peacock. That's how I'm imagining him, though. My bamboo nut. What? Tomish. It looks kind of. What does that even mean, Jet? Okay, here we go. a nice little beak. I'll give him like the tufted fur, kind of like a chicken, but then we'll give him like chicken feet. There we go. So he doesn't have like any fur or like feathers on his feet. There we go. I don't know. Maybe this would be like that. Or maybe this would be like a bigger feather like this. Almost like a bird's wings. I feel like this brush is a little bit chalky for this. There are two types of dinos. They're classified by their pelvic bones. What? Save you from learning. Oh, I wanted you to do Brontosaurus. Mason, let's have that one be your homework one. Or not your homework one. I don't really give homework for this class. The only homework I really give is just like an activity that you guys can try. That'll just be more of what we already did in class. So you don't actually have to do it if you wanted to. It's only if you wanted to get like a little bit better. Oh, that's kind of cool. That looks hilarious with his little chicken feet. Nice job. Save you from this. I wanted you to do the Brontosaurus. Okay, we can maybe do that one if we ever do this one again. Okay, here we go. Boom. All right. If you guys want to send any of your drawings that you just did, can you add it to his home? No. Noah@fontana@gmail.com. Noah@teacher.noah. Make sure you add the dot. The challenge is, okay, research animal skeletons, an animal skeleton, and see what kind of alternative creature you can come up with. So find this animal skeleton, and based off of just the skeleton, not the facts that you know about it, try to draw your animal based off of that skeleton. That's the challenge. It's a challenge. You don't have to do it if you don't want to, but if you find yourself bored or like you want to do a little drawing but you don't know what to do, this would be an option. With drawings, it's okay if it's bad. Why is a drawing that's quote unquote bad, why is that a bad thing? I make plenty of bad drawings, and that doesn't mean I'm going to stop drawing. I just keep on drawing until it doesn't look bad in my mind. I think some people like to say that things, like some drawings don't look bad. Some of them do, but bad in the terms of like that's not where you want it to look like, but doesn't mean it's bad. Okay, please don't end it. I'm gonna have to end it now, but before we do, I have a star student for today's the star student for today's morning mail is, drumroll please, Hadassah. Jet, you're funny. Hadassah sent me these amazing drawings. Here are a few drawings I did recently. This is a drawing of the other mother from Coraline, which I haven't seen yet still, and it looks super spooky. But whoa, Hadassah, if you can draw and use references for your dinosaur, you make it look that realistic like that. Like if we how I added feathers to the Triceratops, and you did a picture like that, that would be freaking amazing. That would be so cool. And I love the effects that you got and the bones. Oh, that's so funny that you did bones for the Coraline mom, because we were just studying bones. Those look great. Very nice job. I would give you a round of applause, but I can't really make too much sound right now. Next episode. Oh, before we leave, dude, the cat is awesome. Like really good. Remember to thumbs up and subscribe to the video. You guys can donate if you want to help me buy some better supplies and stuff. I'm thinking I need a camera that's a little bit better because the lighting on this one sometimes isn't great. And some Wi-Fi too. Comment below what you'd like to draw. Let me know what you guys in the comments below what you want to draw. I have a couple topics left, but let me know. Stinking, not freaking. Send your drawings to noahfontana@gmail.com, And next episode, we're going to be collaging like Henry Matisse. So if you have any magazines or anything like that, definitely grab those. I'm going to be doing it all virtually on my tablet, so you can use that too. But it could be really fun if you have some glue and scissors and some magazines that you don't mind cutting up, because that'll look really cool. You guys were fantastic today. I will see you next Saturday at 10 a.m. And stay tuned for all my funny videos on Instagram. And Colin has a challenge that we're going to do. So if you haven't seen that episode, watch it. And then I'm going to post the challenge soon. Also for Bucky the Dino too. So keep an eye out on my Instagram. I'll see you guys later. Bye. I got to get out of here. I'm just rambling now.